Hey, what's going on, fellow YouTubers? This is your best friend Aaron here, back again with a whole new Cadillac video. Hopefully this will upload onto YouTube. Right now it's about 1:40 in the AM, and I had just done extensive repair work on my Caddy, mostly on the distributor, in the past a week or so. My car runs, yes, but unfortunately, it's just had a couple of problems in the past month or so. But yes, it still runs, it still drives, but it's still not street legal. Now I'm going to show you what I just did with my car recently. Now, first and foremost, I'd like to point out that inside this box is an old ignition coil for a 1989 Cadillac brougham. The new one has been put in. This is the old one. See how rusted it is and it's corroded? Well, my stepdad believes that this was not really the main cause of why my car wouldn't start, but that's not really part of the story. The story is, a couple of weeks ago, or almost a month ago, I was driving my car around the block as usual, taking her for her normal exercise test drive, and wouldn't you know it, she stalls one block away from my house. And once my car has stalled, she wouldn't start back up. I thought, the engine must be flooded again. You know, this is a carbureted car. This is not fuel injected. If this was a fuel injected Cadillac, she'd run even better. But no, she's a carbureted Cadillac, but I'm still thankful. Anyways, the point is, my car would not start back up again due to the fact that it was the ignition coil. I waited hours for her to restart. She still wouldn't start, so I had to push this big old boat home with the help of a couple of my neighbors who live over there. It's too dark to see, but anyways. Me and two of my neighbors, Joe and Josh Adams, we had to push this big old behemoth tank of a car back to my house and back up into my driveway. And I was sore for the next couple of days afterwards. I had pain in places that I had never thought I would actually have pain. This car has been through a lot since the last couple of YouTube videos I posted of her, but she still runs and she's still tough. Anyways, I need to get to work on that, but anyways, also what happened to my car is the wiper switch broke. Yes, it got jammed. This is what you call one of those dashboard mounted wiper switches, not the ones that go on the side of the column, no. The wiper switch goes in here. Now right now it's not in the dash because when I took it out to get the switch unjammed, I took it apart the wrong way without taking off the rivets first. And I broke the copper plating on the circuit board on the back. I pretty much pried it in half without thinking. So if I were you, if your wiper switch on your Cadillac Brougham of this year gets jammed, whatever you do, do not try to break it apart or pull it apart. There's these little rivets on the bottom of the wiper switch that you have to cut little by little with a set of really sharp cutters, but you got to do it nice and careful. It takes a long time, but it's definitely worth the wait. Now the wiper switch is a pain in the ass because it has two springs, a light bulb inside to illuminate it, a greasy type of track that the switch runs on that's almost kind of like a circuit board. It's more of a coppery color. I don't have the switch with me right now because my stepdad has it hidden somewhere because he's going to try to fix it for me. He's going to try to solder it since he's a genius with electronics. Now if I were you, if your wiper switch breaks, do not attempt to fix it yourself unless you have the expertise to do so. Now, the car still starts, so I'm just going to go ahead and start her up, okay? And we'll see how she does. She's still dangerously low on gas. I've been taking gasoline from, well, I haven't been taking gasoline per se, but my stepdad, whenever he fills my gas can for me for the lawnmower, I put some gas in the mower and I take the rest of the gas in the can and put it in my Cadillac. LOL. Hilarious. Now, this is what... I have no working windshield wipers at the moment, so this car still is not street legal and it still needs to be inspected. But anyways, take my ignition key, and we're going to start her up. I'll show you how good she sounds. She may be a bit squeaky, but that's normal in this car's old age. Sorry about that. Power steering bell is still squeaky. Steering still works okay. So far so good. Almost everything still works. The climate control system still doesn't work. The front parking lights still don't work. But the car itself is it's a bit sluggish on some days since it's a carbureted car. You know, and I'm still kind of low on gas, as you can see. But I'm still not going to give up hope on this Cadillac. The level ride still works, as you can plainly see. See that? Yep, it works. Still automatic, still works, good air suspension. My windshield is a bit dirty right now. It's a bit cloudy and dirty because my wipers still don't work. I would clean it, but I just don't have the time to do it right now. Let's pop the hood, okay? Ooh, that didn't sound good. Okay, now my Caddy still runs. Now the front parking lights are still broken, as well as the side marker lights, so they need work. Turn signals still work, of course, but when I drive this car for a test drive, I cannot take her out of the neighborhood. If I were to do so, a cop would notice my expired stickers, and they would pull me over, and I'd have to get a ticket and go to court. So I wouldn't want to take that risk. I can only go around the block a couple of times, but I cannot leave the neighborhood. Now the ignition coil, when I replaced it, this right here is the distributor, and the ignition coil sits in here. The new ignition coil is in. I had put it in, and fortunately for me, it works. The car starts, it runs, it drives, it gets you where you want to go, but not very far, but at least it runs, and that is the point. Now my car battery is somewhat new. I bought it a couple of months back, but it did get drained when I kept trying to crank the engine, so I had to recharge it from another car battery, and it was a pain in the ass, but it actually works. Overall, the car runs. It drives. Brakes work, headlights work, turn signals work, but not the wipers, and not the climate control, and not the parking lights. Those are three major things that are not working right now. Overall, my car runs. I don't mean to repeat myself on that, but it runs, it runs, it runs. That's what counts. Let's close this hood. Actually, wait, let me turn off the engine. Okay. Car's off. Headlights are off. Now, the distributor is a Delco Remy brand name distributor. Delco Remy is pretty much on General Motors vehicles, Cadillacs mostly. The distributor is right here. It's got the 8 plugs, which are numbered. Like you can see a 7 and 2 right there. Putting this entire distributor back together after putting in the coil was a pain in the ass. I had worked my poor little fingers to the bone. If you look, you can still see the black gunk under my fingernails and my fingerprints from working on the car. But anyways, the car runs now. The distributor's back together, as well as the ignition coil. With the new ignition coil, my car starts up a bit better now than it used to. Overall, it was not an easy process. I'm happy that this car runs now. I mean, I still have a lot of work to do on this car. There has been several websites I've been trying to go to get some new window weather stripping for the side. You can get it on caddydaddy.com, but it's like a couple $100. It's crazy expensive. The rubber is still here, but it's cracked, but I don't have any here, so that's a bit of a work in progress. But don't worry, water hardly gets in here. It's no fret, there's no damage. Anyways, the car itself is doing pretty fair. I mean, it's not like 100% perfect, but the fact of the matter is, as long as it starts right up and drives a little bit, that's all that matters to me right now. Now, as you can see, the car's still cleaned up. My radio still works good. Still got my mixtapes. And the fact is, I do need some other parts for this car, which I'm probably not really going to be able to get, but I'm still trying to fight to find it. Like, I need a new steering wheel. This one's all cracked up, and it's in pretty rough shape. I know you can hardly see it because of this damn cover. Oh, see that crack right there in the wheel? And how the wood trimming is coming off? I've been trying to get the right Cadillac steering wheel off of eBay Motors of the correct color, but they don't have one in this blue color. They usually have it red or gray or black. And if I get one of the wrong color, it's pretty much going to devalue the car, and it's not going to match, it's not going to look good. But they say even if you do get a replacement steering wheel for your car of the same color, it's pretty much still going to devalue the car. But a car is still worth money to me, even if I have the wrong color steering wheel. It doesn't matter as long as it works, right? Right. Now, this is an antique car. I mean, it's got everything. Everything still works, like locks. The electric windows still work. The seats still work. Horn works okay, but I can't sound it because I might wake my asshole neighbors that live next door. I really hate those people. I'm sorry to say. I don't want to wake the nasty neighbors up. The cigarette lighter in here still works, amazing as it is. And the other lighters, they still work too. All of them work. And the glove box light also works. It's a little dim, but it works. The trunk button works too, but only when the ignition is on. That's pretty much how Cadillacs are. The brakes are a little mushy, to be honest. I mean, they're not anti-lock brakes. They're just power brakes, but they're power brakes, so that's what counts. And it takes some time to get this car to come to a complete stop since it's such a really big tank of a car. Now, I would not advise you to work on a Cadillac like this unless you have the right expertise to do so. Now, I am too afraid to really, pull anything apart myself because I do not have really very much mechanic expertise in my brain, of course. I just don't have the smarts to take this whole thing out and fix it because I don't want to break anything. This car means a lot to me right now, and I can only wait a million years for my stepdad to help me fix it. He's been so busy fixing our roof and for other people at the church that he hardly has had time to fix my caddy. And, I found another issue I forgot to mention. See how loose the steering wheel is? It's got 4 bolts that need to be tightened down. I tried to take the steering wheel off once, but it didn't work. I didn't know how to do it. I tried taking every part imaginable apart on this wheel, but it still wouldn't come off. So I decided to put the whole thing back together and figure out something else. Now, this is going to be really, really hard work. It's not exactly a picnic. It's not exactly a walk in the park. Taking apart a Cadillac of this year in model, it's more complicated than you think. Like the wiring. Like looking for a wiring diagram for the electronic climate control system on an 89 Cadillac brougham is hard. I've Googled it for months on end. If any of you guys can send me anything in your comments by saying, hey, I found this, you can look up these diagrams. If you can, I would love to see them. Send me some links if you can, if you guys have any Cadillac expertise. I know a lot about Cadillacs. I know how they work. Not exactly, but I know they run smooth. They have air suspension, smooth power steering. They have a Delco Remy powered radio and, a distributor. And the Cadillac dealership is mostly where you can go for parts, but not exactly. Trust me, I tried to go to the dealership for a PC or a PVC hose elbow for my air cleaner, and they didn't have it, so the internet has it for $6, but I figured I'll just put a metal clamp on it, and that should hold it in place temporarily until I can get a new one. Now, hide the key up here in my special spot. I don't always hide the key up here, so don't get any ideas. Sometimes I hide it in my room. Neat little space for hiding a spare key. Just don't let the bad guys figure it out, huh? But yes, overall, everything pretty much still works, pretty much. My stepdad has all the other keys because he doesn't want me to drive the car, but my mom lets me take it for a test drive only around the block, and that's it. I can't really go any other place too far because I might get pulled over. So, one little test run around the block every once in a blue moon is fine. I like to give my engine a little exercise. I don't want her just to sit for too long, otherwise she won't run so good. As you can plainly see, my Cadillac now has 95,029 miles on her. That's a lot of miles, and she's still going strong. Amazing, isn't it? Well, overall, the Cadillac works. She runs, she drives, but it's not exactly street legal yet. And you definitely know what I mean by not street legal. Yeah. Anyways, this car hopefully will be up and running if I can get the wiper switch fixed and get my wipers working and have my car fully inspected, then I will do a full-on driving video of me driving this car on the highway while filming it on my phone, if I get a chance. And yes, the cruise control works too. Anyways, this is all for now. I really hope you all enjoyed the video, I'm sorry. And if you, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want any more Cadillac videos or whatever. I'm not really good at YouTube channels, but I try my best. So, overall, the Caddy, she's doing okay. It's a work in progress. It's kind of like it's going through physical therapy. But before you know it, this Caddy will be ready for the road. Alright then, catch you guys later. Bye-bye.